Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins with Nick Lowell, who was imprisoned in Japan in 1954. He is a former US soldier, sentenced to 10 years in prison. Nick is assigned to clean the jail lavatory, and when he enters the restroom, 5 muscular tattooed men depart, and he discovers another man hanging with his hands tied. Attempting to save the man, he yells for the guards. After assisting, the prison guard's commander states he received a note, stating a Yakuza would be freed from the prison. Because Nick didn't understand Japanese, he couldn't understand what the prison officer said. When the prison guard finally orders Nick to be locked up in an isolation chamber, he is locked up with the man he saved from hanging. The man introduces himself as Kiyoshi, a Shiramatsu clan Yakuza. Kiyoshi approaches Nick and informs him about his plan to escape from prison. He was attempting to hang on purpose, so that the guards could take him to the hospital. A Shiramatsu member will later arrive at the hospital to assist him in escaping. He tells Nick that his brothers in the Shiramatsu clan would assist him later if he manages to escape. While the prisoners undertake mining labor around the prison, Nick collects rocks. After that, he sharpens the stone, until it is sharp enough for Kiyoshi's plan. When Kiyoshi returns to the isolation chamber a few days later, he prepares to stab himself with a sharp stone, asks Nick to keep him alive, and calls the guards to save him. The plan goes off without a hitch. When the guards see Kiyoshi's state, they panic and activate the alarm. Nick is released earlier than the length of his prison sentence, with a fresh look after shaving his beard and cutting his hair. A guy and a car await him outside the prison, and drive him to the Shiramatsu Yakuza clan headquarters in Osaka. When the clan officials arrive, they greet Nick and praise him for his assistance. Then one of the leaders offers him a job, dealing with their American business. Nick accepts the job offer. After a member of the clan lends him money to rent an inn, Nick travels to a gaming area and a pub in the evening. At the bar, he encounters a lovely Japanese woman, who quickly attracts his eye, so he offers her tips. Kiyoshi takes Nick to a factory the next day, to meet an American called Anthony Panetti. Because Shiramatsu's bargaining offer was refused, Nick's role is to negotiate with Panetti, regarding the metal factory and business he runs. Another Yakuza clan, Shizu from Kobe, offers Panetti a negotiation fee for utilizing an American negotiator. Panetti did more than simply greet Nick's arrival. Instead, he condemns Japanese culture and the Yakuza, and vows not to sell metal from his foundry at a lower price than Shiramatsu. Nick knows that words alone will not suffice for easy discussions, so he snatches the typewriter machine and bangs it on Panetti's head, forcing him to agree to consider their offer. After the first assignment is completed successfully, Shiramatsu officials, including Kiyoshi, accompany Nick to a pub. But, as they are drinking, the Shizu clan arrive to confront them about what they had done to Panetti. One of the Shizu members continues to provoke Nick, until his rage boils over. He strikes the Shizu member over the head with a bottle. Shiramatsu clan members react fast, pointing a gun at the Shizu clan, abandoning their plan to avenge Nick's acts, and preferring to leave the pub. Shiramatsu is drawn to Nick's behavior at the pub, which made Kiyoshi like him. Kiyoshi offers Nick a beautiful apartment, and the opportunity to join the Shiramatsu clan as a Yakuza. Then he encourages Nick to finish a task at one of the pubs. After completing the assignment again, Kiyoshi invites Nick to Shiramatsu's nightclub. A lovely woman, who Nick had met at the bar, is dancing with some men. Nick continues to stare at the little Japanese woman, and Kiyoshi does as well. Kiyoshi yanks the woman away from the dance floor, and chastises her. He is concerned that a Shizu clan member might arrive at the nightclub with guns, and see her on the dance floor. After that, Kiyoshi seeks Nick for assistance in returning the woman, who turns out to be Kiyoshi's younger sister named Miyu. Nick immediately carries out the request, but when he gets in front of Miyu's house, she taunts him into coming. They kiss, and Nick notices a Yakuza tattoo on her back. The next day, when Kiyoshi calls Nick again to assign him a new job, he requests to purchase guns from an American soldier for this assignment. Nick heads to where he is scheduled to meet a US soldier. Instead of meeting the soldier, he sees a corpse, followed by the arrival of the Shizu clan. The clan tries to sabotage Nick's weapon purchase and steal his money. However, because he had already hidden the money in the car, the members of the clan are unable to locate the money, which infuriates them and leads them to resolve to murder him. One of the Shizu members is ordered to assassinate Nick and threatens him to kneel. Nick first obeys the command, but he uses his ability to flip things around, and instead assaults the Shizu clan, murdering 2 of its members. Shiramatsu's leader is aware of the chaos on the pier. He instantly collects the entire clan, including Nick and Kiyoshi. The boss fears one of them is a traitor who disclosed the weapons procurement plan. Kiyoshi assures the $2 million Nick brought are safe, because it's hidden. Furthermore, Shiramatsu's boss blames Nick for the error of killing 2 Sizu members, which can lead to a Yakuza war. The leader orders Nick to apologize, by cutting off 2 of his fingers, to avert this. Discovering this, Kiyoshi requests the chief to allow him to cut off 2 fingers, because he feels horrible about ordering Nick. The chief consents, and sends the Sizu clan Nick and Kiyoshi's finger pieces, as an atonement for the deaths. The automobile switches to Nick and Shiramatsu's leader talking. Their conversation reveals that Shiramatsu's commander, Kiyoshi's stepfather, accused their clan of hiding a Sizu spy. The Shiramatsu leader welcomes Nick to a ceremony, to officially accept him into the family clan. Nick leaves the bar to talk to Kiyoshi, as they celebrate Nick's arrival. He tells Kiyoshi about his relationship with Miyu, which he initially rejects. Because of safety concerns, Kiyoshi hopes his younger sister won't marry a Yakuza. Nick insists he will always defend Miyu. After finding that they had slept together, Kiyoshi approves of their relationship, and commends Nick as they are brothers. Nick gets the same back tattoo as Miyu, joining the Shiramatsu clan as a Yakuza with Kiyoshi's permission. Miyu and Nick get inked and discuss the Yakuza's unique tattoo. He lives as a Yakuza for several days. Switching to the Sizu gang, approaching the Shiramatsu clan stronghold. They intend to present a commercial contract, but Shiramatsu's boss is offended, since Sizu did not bring in their leader, but rather members who are regarded as very young. Despite the chief's dismay, one of the Shiramatsu officials named Orochi pushes him to accept the business offer, which the Shiramatsu leader quickly declines. Orochi is drinking with Kiyoshi in the evening, when he expresses his disappointment that Shiramatsu's leader had not heeded his advice. Kiyoshi admonishes him, but it appears he has already been consumed by rage. Orochi walks out of the pub to meet Miyu. They used to be in a relationship, and he tries to seduce her, which she flatly refuses. His rage grows and he slaps her, harassing her. Returning to Shiramatsu and Sizu's group meeting at a sumo fight. This time, the chairman of Sizu approaches Shiramatsu's leader with another proposition. It is not a business proposition, but rather an invitation for Shiramatsu's leader to retire peacefully, and allow his clan to join the Sizu. He declines, calling the offer an insult. He reminds him that their clan is made up of wolves, not dogs that can be contained by a fence. Before leaving, he cautions Sizu's chairman, to be cautious on the trip back to Kobe. Meanwhile, an American man unexpectedly approaches Nick, who is on his way home. Paulie Bowers, Nick's buddy and an American soldier, is the man. Nick is forced to accompany Bowers, who is astonished but glad to meet him. Bowers threatens to disclose Nick, who faked his death to avoid military justice. Nick immediately invites him home, and gives him a drink at his house, and he kills him with a penknife. Nick visits Miyu's place, and is surprised to see a wound on her face. He is furious and begs her to reveal who hurt her. Instead of telling, she claims to be pregnant with his child. She unexpectedly asks him to leave, and he leaves, to tell Kiyoshi she's pregnant. Instead of being angry, Kiyoshi welcomes Nick. He gives Nick 2 daisho swords, and says they belong to Kiyoshi's father. One sword kills, the other kills oneself. Kiyoshi says he had cared for Miyu since she was a baby, and will now give Nick this responsibility. Orochi is at Sizu's headquarters talking to the clan chief. Orochi betrayed Shiramatsu, and plans to ruin the clan. The next day, the Shiramatsu leader is at the tailor shop, led by Kiyoshi and Nick. When the leader does not emerge from the changing room, Nick pursues him and discovers a tailor shop employee strangling the leader. Kiyoshi shoots the employee, as Nick tries to save him. They dash, but before they could flee, the Sizu members attack them. While attempting to protect the leader, Nick and Kiyoshi retaliate, but Kiyoshi is shot and killed. Nick and Shiramatsu's commander escape and return to the base, where they assemble the remaining members. The leader claims that members of the Sizu clan were among the automobiles bringing them to the tailor shop, implying there are traitors inside the clan. They decide on vengeance and begin a fight with the Sizu clan. Miyu sobs uncontrollably when Nick informs her of Kiyoshi's death. Nick and the Shiramatsu clan's remaining members begin killing the Yakuza from Sizu one by one. Shiramatsu nearly wins the war after Nick manages to threaten one of Sizu's top brass. However, Sizu's leader dispatches a kid to Shiramatsu's headquarters, to convey a message in order to end the fight. Sizu's leader invites Shiramatsu's clan to a non-violent duel in a neutral region. Shiramatsu's commander accepts the offer, and sends Nick and the clan members to the docks, to begin the battle. Surprisingly, Chairman Sizu arrives with Orochi, who quickly admits to betraying Shiramatsu. Shiramatsu's chief, who had already considered Orochi as his child, forgives him and walks over to him, pleading with him to return before it is too late. Instead of hugging, Orochi stabs Shiramatsu's leader to death. Shiramatsu clan members who witness this are unable to approach, because they are surrounded by firearms. Then Orochi assures them the Shiramatsu clan is over, and that if Nick left Miyu, he will let him live. Nick disregards Orochi's words, and prepares to strike, but he is shot in the leg by a sniper. In the meantime, the police raid and torch Shiramatsu's headquarters. At night, Nick sneaks inside Miyu's residence, which is guarded by the Shizu clan, to kidnap her. He arrives at Shizu's headquarters with the Daisho sword, and bravely approaches the Shizu clan, for permission to murder Orochi. However, after confronting Nick, Orochi throws back Nick's Daisho sword, and claims he will not fight him, because Nick is simply a gaijin, or foreigner, and can never be fully Yakuza. Nick slices Orochi's head without thinking. The Shizu clan's chief abruptly stops a member who is about to shoot Nick. Instead, he tells Nick to return home, because he has avenged Shiramatsu's death. Nick complies and departs the headquarters. Nick arrives at the flat where he is hiding Miyu. She meets him and hugs him warmly, while the other Shiramatsu Yakuza protecting the apartment salute him, signifying that he will be the Shiramatsu clan's new leader. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.